Hi everyone. In this video, I'll go over what Web3.js is, what it is used for, how it is used, and other related details. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So Web3.js is a tool used to develop dApp applications. So what are dApp applications? So dApp applications are also known as decentralized applications and are digital applications that are run on a blockchain instead of being run on a single computer as traditional applications have been run. Keep in mind that there's two requirements that must be met in order to develop decentralized applications, and they are smart contract development and interacting with smart contracts using a JavaScript client. And so the second requirement is where W3JS fits in the requirements. Basically, it's a collection of libraries that enable interactions with Ethereum nodes. Some of these interactions include reading, writing, and creating smart contracts, transferring Ether between accounts, and retrieving user accounts. So basically, W3.js is just a way to interact with smart contracts in the dApp applications. So here's a cool diagram that shows the architecture of a decentralized application. As you see in the diagram, W3S is part of the front-end application, and the front-end application could be any one of the popular front-end frameworks, for example, Vue.js, React.js, Angular.js, Svelte.js, etc. So the Ethereum node shown in this part of the application in the diagram could most likely be a Ganache instance. Ganache is a personal blockchain for rapid Ethereum development in distributed application environments. The smart contract instances shown in the diagram are most likely written in Solidity, and because of its ability to provide an ABI, which is also known as an application binary interface, and due to its support of complex data types and member variables. In case you didn't know, Solidity is an object-oriented high-level language for developing smart contracts. So now let's see a simpler implementation of how W3JS works. First, we'll need to get a smart contract, and to do that, we need an ABI. An ABI is basically a JSON file that specifies what a smart contract can do, such as all the functions and variables it has. So here is an example of an ABI. You can see it's a JSON file containing a lot of information that is supposed to map to a smart contract that the W3JS framework will connect to. We also need to know the address of the smart contract so that W3JS can interact with the specified smart contract. So the address most likely can be found if you're using MetaMask. For the account address, you can copy it from here. And note that everything in an Ethereum network has an address. So that means all your users, including you, have your own unique address, and that represents your account. So, and smart contracts are no exception to this. They also have their own unique address. And basically, what W3JS connects to a specific Ethereum network and reads smart contracts that are deployed to that Ethereum network. If we use an analogy that encompasses web development, using W3JS to interact with Ethereum networks and nodes are similar to web clients that interact with backend REST APIs. Therefore, the Ethereum blockchain would act as our backend. And if we think from a web application design perspective. So here's a simple example of how to use W3JS. And you can see from here, we're using require W3, a Web3 library. and we're importing that and saving it to the Web3 instance variable. Next, we need a RPC URL. And this URL is the URL that the Ethereum network is located at. So if you're wondering how to find this using MetaMask, all you have to do is click on My Accounts, go to Settings, Networks. So for this example, we're using a Rinkerby test network. Go over here and then copy this value, which is the RPC URL, into your RPC URL variable. And then we're using Web3, the client library, to connect to this RPC URL. Next, we will also need the address of the account that we want to use. And to do that, we need to go to MetaMask if you're using it, and then click copy to clipboard, which is, so this contains your account address. Just paste that in here. And then finally, we're using Web3 at get balance address. So get the balance, Ethereum balance of this current address, and use Web3 utils library to convert the Way amount to Ether. So if you're wondering what Way is basically a smallest unit of Ethereum, and it is the smallest unit of Ethereum. So let me see if I can pull it up. So since Ethereum is so large, we can use Way as the smallest unit of Ethereum currency, with Ether being equivalent to this many Ways. So what we're doing in this piece of code is we're getting the Way amount of the currency that is stored in this address, and then we're converting it to Ether, and then we're saying console log balance. So let's run this example. To run this, make sure you have Node installed. Run node web3.js example.js, which is this file. And you can see from here, we're presented a Ethereum balance number. So this number represents the amount of Ethereum that I currently have in my account, and I can validate this if I go to my MetaMask Chrome extension. I can see that exact amount over here as well. So there you go. That's a simple, very simple example of how to use Web3.js. It can be used for a lot more complex things than this, but I just wanted to give a simple introduction to W3.js and the world of decentralized applications. So anyways, thanks so much for watching my video. If you found it helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks again, and see you in my next video.